What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here, back for another episode of the 5 Takeaways, the first episode of this season, as we have beaten Manchester City by 1-0 in the opening game of the Premier League 21-22 season. What a day it was at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium yesterday, as fans were welcome back in their numbers, and it was absolutely electric in that stadium yesterday. And when Sonny scored that goal, it popped off. It absolutely popped off. And yeah, well,
what a game.
Huh?
What a game.
Yeah, it really was. It really was an amazing game and an amazing team performance. And let's get into the 5 takeaways. And the first takeaway is terrific Tanganga.
Yeah, so Jaffe, what a performance. A lot of people, including Sky Sports, giving him their man of the match. And I thought he was absolutely exceptional pretty much from start to finish throughout the game. You got to say the amount of duels and attempted tackles and amount of defensive ground he had to cover was astonishing. And the stats really backed up. He was up against Sterling and Grealish throughout the game. He was only dribbled past once throughout the whole game. He attempted 9 ground duels, only getting beaten once. He committed 4 fouls, and the other times he won the duel. He made 2 clearances, 1 block shot, 1 interception, and completed 2 tackles as well. And what was an absolutely fantastic display from Jaffe Tanganga, and really displayed to start the season to let the management know he doesn't want to go out on loan. He doesn't want to be battling for a first team spot. He wants to be starting every week, and that was no better way to show it in that performance.
Yeah, and like you said, there were talks of him going out on loan. I think that performance yesterday put to bed that loan rumours and the loan talks.
Definitely.
I think so. And yeah, he's definitely catapulted up there in the conversation for our starting right back. That's for sure. So we'll see how the season progresses and see how Jaffe Tanganga progresses. But the number 2 takeaway, second takeaway from the game yesterday is not so lazy ALLI.
Not so lazy ALLI, exactly, because he was the one making a different role for himself than maybe you would have thought. How Dele likes to play. He ran over 11 kilometers yesterday, more than any other player. He also ran an average speed of faster than any other player as well for that amount of time. He also attempted more ground duels than anyone else. Made 3 tackles, with only Fernandinho doing more tackles. However, had no shots, only 1 dribble and no key passes. Is this a new role for Dele Alli?
Yeah, I think it is, and I think that he played it really well yesterday. Like Nuno said in his post-match press conference, Dele is a runner, and that's exactly what he did. Like you mentioned, 11 kilometres, and I think the next player below him in a Spurs shirt was Skip on 8.9 or 9 kilometers. So I think that it was some way more than the next player below him. So credit to you, Dele Alli. I hope you grow in this role, and I think that the more he gets used to this role, the more he'll see himself in good chances in the box as well. Definitely. Because I think it was definitely a step in the right direction for Dele, and that's the kind of Dele we've been missing for a long time now.
I think we'll see the more attacking side of his game in other games. I just think in this game he had to sacrifice himself, and I think he did that job perfectly.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the third takeaway, and that is MAVERICK MOURA for all you MOURA sexuals out there.
John could be happy. What a display from Lucas Moura. He was absolutely sensational throughout the 90 minutes. He really was a thorn in the side of Man City. They really couldn't shake him off, and the stats bear it out as well. He had more touches than any other Spurs player, which is interesting from a right winger, and had the most touches. He won the second most aerial duels in the whole game, second to Fernandinho, which is we know what a good leap Lucas Moura has, and maybe we're going to be aiming goal kicks to him instead of Harry Kane from now on. And obviously completed the most dribbles on the pitch and most key passes, and he drew the second most fouls as well. So he really was difficult to be stopped, wasn't he? And it was absolutely brilliant stuff from Lucas.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, he was non-stop throughout the whole game. Literally didn't let Man City have a moments of rest. That little pass over his head to Steven Bergwijn that let him dart forward to create that goal, absolutely sensational. And yeah, I just call on Lucas Moura to have a bit of consistency to a game and put a performance like that in, week out. That's what we want to see from Lucas. Moving on to the fourth takeaway, and that is Nuno Press.
Yeah, so we clearly saw a very aggressive style of play from Tottenham yesterday, a lot more aggressive than maybe we've seen for a while. A lot higher up the pitch, making tackles. We attempted 35 tackles yesterday, which is 6 more than Man City attempted yesterday. And we committed 10 interceptions, 4 of them going to Reguilon, who accounted for a lot of them, compared to Man City's 3. Only 3 interceptions Man City made, which shows a more aggressive style of play, a style of play which is looking to steal the ball more and looking to get in front of the opposition and not waiting for the opposition, not waiting for the opposition, but looking for the opposition, which is what Pep used to say about the old Poch side. And I think we saw elements of that.
Hunting in packs, weren't they? They were hunting in packs, and I think the pressing game was there for everyone to see yesterday. The way that the whole team did that compromise that Jose Mourinho always used to talk about, that we didn't do enough. The way the whole team did that together was just a credit to Nuno, and credit to Nuno as well, the way he set up the team and the way we carried out that game plan to a T, to be honest, yesterday.
Yeah, and 40% of our interceptions going to Reguilon, I think, has gone under the radar a bit. He did more interceptions than the whole of the City team put together.
Wow,
so
that's mad.
Reguilon, I thought, did a really good job in that aspect.
Agreed. And the last and final takeaway is life without Harry Kane.
Yeah, it doesn't look too bad, does it, at the moment?
No, not at the moment.
It doesn't look too bad. It probably will end up being bad. But since Pep Guardiola called us the Harry Kane team back in 2016, Spurs have played Man City in N17 6 times, with Spurs winning all 6. And in our last 6 wins against Man City, Harry Kane has not played in 4 of them. So clearly there's an element to Spurs being able to cope, especially against Man City of all teams, without Harry Kane. And then you look at Son's record as a central striker when Kane hasn't played. 55 appearances, 49 goals and assists when he's played as central striker.
Do we know how many goals and how many assists, or is that just combined?
Combined.
All right, okay.
Yeah, so still pretty impressive wherever it is. So clearly Son has shown his ability to step up to the play. He did again.
When I first heard that stat, I thought that was goals. Not goals and assists.
Goals and assists. Still impressive.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
And he showed again his ability to step up to it on Sunday, getting that goal against Man City and being that thorn in the side of Pep Guardiola yet again. And look, Harry Kane would obviously be a massive miss, and he'll, not having one of the best strikers in the world in your team anymore is obviously going to hurt you. But we showed yesterday that when you don't have a focal point, when you don't have one of your main men, we still can have a team that can be bigger than the sum of its parts, and a team is still more important than any one player, and that's the most crucial thing. So if Kane does leave at the end of before the end of the window, I'm sure we can still find success without him.
I completely agree, and I think that maybe it wasn't the case under Jose Mourinho in a very highly pragmatic system, but when we had Pochettino, I do think that whenever Kane was out, we did look a lot more fluid up front. I'm not saying we're better without Kane, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that we looked a lot more fluid up front, and we did score quite a lot of goals. So look, there you have it. That is our 5 takeaways. Let me know in the comment section below what your takeaways are from the game. Like, subscribe and comment, and as always, come on you Spurs.